Tucson is an amazing opportunity for people who are looking to invest. Tucson, lots of hiking and recreation opportunities. We have a large retirement population out here. We are affordable.
So what's your
Yes.
restaurant?
Is El Charro, and we get all sorts of tourism and people coming to ride their bikes here. Yeah, so we're very bike friendly.
So hey, it's Kina and we're doing real talk about real estate. And I'm with Shelly Laster from Tucson, Arizona. So Shelly, tell us about Tucson and about yourself.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me. I am an individual agent. This is my 11th year with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, here in Tucson. Um, let's see, Tucson is an amazing opportunity for people who are looking to invest. We have a lot of investors from out of state. We have a lot of second homes, a lot of vacation homes. Many people are here for snowbirds who spend their winters here from other places that are cold during the winter. We have an extended outdoor season here in Tucson, lots of hiking and recreation opportunities. We have a large retirement population out here. We are affordable. As I said, our winters are very mild, and we have year-round opportunities to get outside. We are a foodie UNESCO destination, so we are really pushing that quite a bit recently.
Now, what is that?
And
We
the
don't know what
UNESCO
it is.
designation, yeah, it's a foodie. I guess some sort of designation for connoisseurs of food and drink.
So what's your
Yes.
restaurant?
Oh my gosh, there are so many good restaurants out here. Um, I guess I would have to say one of our oldest Mexican restaurants in Tucson, and Tucson is a very old city, um, is El Charro. And they have been in business, I think, since I want to say the 40s or the 50s. They've been around for a very long time.
Wow.
But anyway, we just have a lot going on. We've got a ton to offer out here. Our culture is very manana time. I sort of picked that up from um, you also in Oahu. Everyone's kind of laid back,
Yeah.
not in a
Yeah, we have
hurry.
Hawaii time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so we have manana time out here in Tucson, which is very different from Phoenix, which is just 2.5 hours north of us. Phoenix is much more hustle bustle and sort of much more in line with maybe Southern California vibe, where everybody's hurry, 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 let's get it done. And you come down here and it's a whole nother thing, a
yeah.
little bit laid
So
back.
you have now is short-term rentals, are those a legal thing in Tucson that you could do nightly rentals for investors?
Yes. So as a matter of fact, about just after COVID, a few years back, we had a boom of Airbnbs out here. Everybody wanted to buy an Airbnb in Tucson. We do have, as we are such an old city, we do have quite a lot of older neighborhoods and some that are historic and some that aren't, but many that don't have HOA restrictions. And so there aren't any short-term rental restrictions in a lot of areas. If you wanted a newer build, then you're probably looking at HOA restrictions, in which case they're going to want you to have at least a 30-day rental agreement. Some of them require a year rental agreement. It just depends. So getting really good representation and advice on those neighborhoods and those opportunities is important if that's something that you're looking for.
Yeah. So what's your average price point? Like if somebody wanted to buy maybe a short-term rental or an investment property.
Our average price right now in Tucson is about 390,000.
Wow.
As I said, we're quite affordable compared to many other locations in the United States
We
and Canada.
just hit
We have,
1185 is
pardon?
we just hit 1185 is our average price point. Now we
That's
did
beautiful.
have a $65 million closing. That's why the highest sell ever.
Wow.
Those which skewed the numbers, but we normally sit at about an average of 1-1.
That's
Um,
fabulous.
90. We
Yeah,
all moved to Tucson.
I know. See, that's why everybody's investing here and why people retire here, is that affordability factor.
And what about your property taxes and, tax impact? Are you,
So our taxes, our property tax is about 1%.
wow.
So it's quite low compared to many others.
Yeah.
Um, there are some places, I think, like in Texas, maybe Florida, that is competitive with the property tax out here. I have actually been told by somebody, maybe they were from New Mexico, that our taxes were high. And that was like the first time I had ever heard that. I was like, wow, okay. Um, yeah, but our tax situation is actually pretty attractive here.
Now, what about like, do people have solar panels? Because how is electricity running? I know ours has gone up to 47 cents a kilowatt hour. So solar panels are a thing that you have to have.
Oh, wow.
You guys take advantage of all that sun or
I'm not really sure what our kilowatt hour pricing is. We've got a couple of different power companies in town, and I think that they vary a little bit. Solar panels are very popular out here, especially with people who are moving from out of state. I feel like the perception is that why wouldn't you have solar panels out here? It's Tucson, just like you would want a pool, right? Um, the thing is, it's a little bit predatory right now in our market. There are so many solar panel companies out there that are selling systems to people, and there are a lot of leases. So rather than people having, $60,000 to invest to put solar panels on the roof up front, they lease those. And those can be anywhere from a 10 to a 20-year lease term on those panels. And there are all sorts of restrictions on maintenance and taking them on and off. If you need roof repairs or anything like that, it gets a little bit sticky. Um, and when you go to sell that house, because you're probably going to sell in that lease term, that can also be tricky having to have your new buyers want to assume that lease. Otherwise, it has to be bought out.
yeah, we run into that here also.
Yeah.
Is it better to lease? Is it better to buy? Do they want to transfer the lease? Do they want to buy it out? But
And here we have the power. So I understand that in Hawaii, there's limited resources and we don't have those limitations here. I feel like it's more of an environmental, people just want to be environmentally friendly. And I think that they get sold a lot on the savings, like if you are going to lease these panels from us, your power bill is going to be only,
yeah,
50 or $70 or something a month, but that's plus your lease payment, so how much are you really saving every month?
yeah,
It's
here it is more of an economic thing. I don't think people are throwing them on for environmental reasons. It's definitely to save money because you can see $1,000 electric bills here. So
so we are having a similar situation like that with our water. Water is a finite resource here, as you can imagine, in Arizona, and so we do have a lot of water restrictions, a lot of usage restrictions, not quite as much as California, but because of that, turf, artificial turf is a big thing here in Tucson, and
oh,
as well as like xeriscaping and, rocks, things like that, are a big deal in the landscape.
that's
Yeah.
okay. So what do people do for fun in Tucson? What can I do? I mean, and is it super hot like Phoenix, or are you a little bit cooler?
We are actually a little bit cooler, which is sort of confusing because we're south of Phoenix. So people don't really understand how we could be cooler, but it's the elevation that allows us to be a little bit cooler than Phoenix. We're about 6 to 8 degrees cooler than Phoenix on average, which is a pretty big difference, especially in the summer if it's 115 degrees and it's only 106 in Tucson. It really feels a lot cooler. So, what you would
I
do
have
in
a brother
Tucson?
who lives in Phoenix, and I'll tell you, when I go to visit and I get off the plane, my lungs just go, and I go,
Really?
how do you breathe?
water. Yeah, it's different. It's definitely a whole different beauty out here. And the things that we do out here, huge recreation. I mean, hiking, biking. We have every year we have what's called El Tour de Tucson, where we literally have people from around the globe come to Tucson to participate in a bike ride.
Wow.
Uh, all over the city. Yeah, it kind of shuts the whole city down for a day or two,
Wow.
and we get all sorts of tourism and people coming to ride their bikes here. Yeah, so we're very bike friendly. Um, as I said, the hiking, we have a lot of horsey people. We're Western United States. We've got a lot of horsey people. And there's just endless space and trails and places to just kind of wander off into the sunset out here. Always have water. Always have water.
There, you're making me want to leave this to go there.
Oh, oh no, I can't. Oh. Anyways, yeah, no, it's amazing here. It's beautiful here. It's a whole different beauty than what you have there. But it's really, really fabulous in its own right.
So now, what about military? I know Fort Huachuca is not
Yep.
far. Because
Yep.
I was telling my husband has a friend that they actually live in Tucson and he commutes for Huachuca.
Yeah,
Um,
that's probably just over an hour from Tucson.
are you
But
a lot of military that will do that? Well, because maybe the spouse works in Tucson and they will commute, or
so I actually live in Vail myself, and I am 23 miles southeast of Tucson proper.
okay.
And that's sort of kind of a middle ground for those people who work in Fort Huachuca. So we have a lot of people from both military bases here in Vail and in the surrounding areas. So we have another Air Force base in Tucson proper, and that's Davis-Monthan Air Force Base.
Oh, okay. So
And
now
so
a lot of VA buyers, or
a lot, yes,
they're
a
like,
lot. They're my favorite too. I love working with them. They give up so much for what they do, and I just love to be of service to them and to try and make their PCS experience as smooth as possible. We also have, as I said, a large retirement community and a lot of military retirees as well.
well, yeah, because
So
I want to go now. I
you
have,
gotta come and visit.
yeah.
Come see me.
My
Yeah.
daughter did AIT at Fort Huachuca, so I smuggled her off base, and we did Bisbee and that shoot 'em up. What's the old Western?
Tombstone. Tombstone.
Yes. So there's tons to do. I loved Bisbee; those were my people. And
Yeah.
Tombstone was super fun, little haunted bar and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was only there for a few days, and now I want to go back. So,
You
but
never get bored. So much to do.
no, well, thank you so much. So this is Shelly Laster. She's the last agent you will need to call when you're PCSing or moving to Tucson. And thank you so much. This was super fun.
Thank you, Kina.
All right. I will see you again soon. This has been Kina with Real Talk About Real Estate, and I'll see you on the next one.